Nice.
Sweet.
We're going.
Hell yeah. I love that countdown in the beginning there.
We're on a new platform instead of Zoom, trying it out. I think the audio quality might be better.
Stepping up our game.
Yeah, this one's called Riverside FM, but
we figured if we're going to be professional podcasters, we had to take it to the next level, you know?
Yeah, I think it'll help a lot. I noticed we kind of have issues at times with people talking over each other, and then we can't even hear what the other person was saying. So I think that's going to help a lot with this, even if we are talking at the same time. I think you'll still be able to hear what the other person's saying, versus on Zoom, it kind of cuts out if one person's talking. Right. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It definitely, yeah. I deal with that crap all the time at work on Google Meets, where two people start talking at once and then one person just gets shut out, even if they were the one talking the whole time. It's definitely a pain in the butt. But yeah, does this do multi-track? Sorry.
Yes. So we're both recording on different our own
different
computer is
tracks, right?
locally. Okay. It's being locally recorded, I guess, and then even if we lose internet, it'll still record. I don't exactly know. I need to read all the stuff again, but it does a lot better. It seemed a lot better for remote podcasting.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I guess we definitely have started doing more in-person ones, here and there.
Yeah, when we can.
Yeah, which I love. I think those are definitely the most fun.
Let me see. Try one of these sound effects that.
What? Nice.
You hear that? You heard that?
Yeah, yeah. What? Nice. Classic.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I need to add more. I just kind of added probably 10 just random ones I thought of earlier today. Let's see what else. Yeah. That was a good one.
Dinkelberg.
Nice, that's a good one. Hey, wait, can I access the sound thing?
I don't think you're going to be able to this time. I would have to add you as a host. I'd have to invite you as a host. You're just invited as a guest. That's the other interesting thing about this. So people can come on as guests, and then people can also come on as an audience member if they wanted to just watch and
watch.
Yeah, and not. They could. Their screen would be there, and they could be involved, but they wouldn't actually be part of the recording at all.
I'm curious. I realize I'm asking you this, but you might not know. But I wonder if they can still speak to the podcast and stuff. You know?
Yeah, I think so.
It just won't record them.
I can. Yes, and then we could also do you can do a call in, so you can bring somebody in. I think.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So,
man, fancy.
Not that we have that many fans yet, but one day, you never know.
Actually, I'd be curious. It's been a while since we looked at the numbers. I'm sure we've fallen off recently, but we were definitely steadily growing consistently. I will say that is one of the things that has surprised me about podcasting is we're definitely building a base, even without really trying that hard, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have no idea who actually listens. Props to you if you do. Dude, you have the squeakiest chair I've ever heard.
Oh, yeah, I do. Sorry. It's probably squeaking a lot, huh? Yeah.
Very much.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe grab a different chair. Or
I was going to say, can you pause it and I'll go get some WD-40 real quick?
Yeah, you can also just I don't know if you have access to muting yourself, but I just muted you. So, yeah, I'm just me talking right now. So, yeah, we're I'm kind of treating this as a revamp of the podcast. I'm actually we're getting an audio or video recording of this as well, and I'm gonna upload that onto YouTube after this finishes recording. So we'll have our first ever video recorded episode of the podcast on our brand new YouTube channel. So check that out. It'll be under the same name as the podcast, Wilderness Radio. I already made the channel. I just got to upload the video when we get done. But yeah, it's the middle of December. I just turned 30 2 days ago. December 12th was my 30th birthday. Big birthday for most people, I would say, or most people would say that. I don't know. Didn't really. I mean, it doesn't seem awesome, but it doesn't seem bad to me either. I am also kind of excited about my 30s. I think it's going to be a fun time in life. I think I'm set up well to go into my 30s. Yeah. So. Yeah, it hasn't really hit me yet. I was telling Dina earlier. I think it'll hit me when the first time I have to like write in my age or like type it in somewhere. I think that's when it's gonna hit me. Like, oh shit, you're 30, dude. Like, I kind of thought my whole 29th year of life, like, oh, you're basically 30, so it didn't really hit me that hard. But I have the feeling that it will. It'll hit me a little bit when I'm like, oh, wow, I'm actually writing this down somewhere, like 30 years old.
Nice. Oh, what are you talking about? Damn it.
I was just saying it was my birthday 2 days ago, and I'm 30 now.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you guys went out for hibachi?
Oh, yeah. That's definitely, if I have a birthday tradition, it's to go out for hibachi dinner.
Is it specifically hibachi you like to go out to?
Yeah, definitely like the cooking in front of you. Yeah, I like that.
What, you like the performance and stuff?
Yeah, I just think it tastes really good. Like,
it definitely,
seeing it get cooked in front of you too. Yeah, usually the guys are pretty funny too. Like,
they'll do like,
you know,
you get to participate. They're like throwing the things and whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It was a Monday night, so there was maybe like me, Dina, and two other people there. Actually, it looked like it was just going to be me and Dina for a minute, which I was like, oh, this will be fun and neat. Like,
that's cool.
Like a private thing.
Yeah.
I was like, because they can't not serve us. Like, I'm sure they're going to wait for more people, but nobody comes.
That would be kind of a funny bit, though. Like two people go in a restaurant, and the restaurant's just like, there's just two of you. We're not going to do the whole show or something like that. What? Good curb bit or something.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Larry would definitely expect a full show, full performance, and yeah.
Like, I could totally see here. I'll step it up for you. He goes in the first night, and it's like just him or something, and he gets, a 10-minute performance, like a short one, and he complains about it, and then he goes like a second time with a big group and gets the bigger show, and then he throws his fit.
Yeah, he's like, "What's this? You didn't do that? I didn't get that big performance when it was just me."
and then the turn is that it turns out the chef the first night was like the guy's son or something, and it was his first night learning to cook, and Larry's like shamed him from ever pursuing his father's career or something like that,
Yeah, they kind of did something like that once with there was a guy whose dad was a kamikaze pilot, but he didn't actually die. So Larry was like, "Well, he's not really a kamikaze pilot thing, is he? Because like he didn't actually die." God. Like, yeah,
he didn't,
and he makes him feel a lot of shame for it.
And then he tries to kill himself, right?
He does, yeah. Yeah.
Oh man!
But I don't know. He's not really like pressing him about it, but he just brings it up at dinner, and it just brings the guy so much shame to think of his father that way.
Oh yeah. I will say one thing about Curb too is, and you kind of got to write it this way, but sometimes the like offender character, like the character that sort of stands opposite Larry, they definitely have like really thin skin and stuff, or they'll like go a little too far.
Oh, yeah, Larry's right very often. Everybody knows that, even if you don't know the show. Yeah, everybody knows that.
It's such a big meme now, too, that boom, boom, boom.
Well, it's an actual... the song is called Frolic. I forget who composed it, but it was an actual song before the show.
Yeah, it's like a classical piece,
Classical piece, yeah.
Do you have any idea when it was written?
I don't. I just know it's called. I know it's called Frolic. I'm pretty.
Frolic.
I'm almost positive on that.
Yeah, you are correct. I've looked it up on Spotify, and you have to look up Frolic.
So I saw, you know how we've done odd news sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if I'll share my screen. I was telling everybody while you were gone also that I'm gonna upload this to YouTube, and it's gonna be the first ever
This will be
video recorded
the
podcast.
video cast.
Ooh, look at that video.
Videoception. All right,
yeah.
well, I guess I'll look into the camera then.
Can you see my screen better? Can you see the screen I'm on?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
cool, because I'm not on the
oddest
recorded
Guinness World
screen,
Records.
so I don't know what it is. Yeah, so we've done weird news a lot in this podcast, and I saw yesterday they came out with the 10 oddest Guinness World Records of the year.
I'm into that.
Yeah. So
I wonder if that means the 10 oddest that... Nice.
Get some news. This is news. All right. Top 10 weirdest Guinness World Records of the year. Oddest. All right. Most drink cans placed on head. I don't think that's going to work. All right. I'm just going to pause that. Most drink cans placed on head using air suction. A man used air suction to affix 10 empty beverage cans to his face and shaved head, earning the record when the cans remained in place for at least 5 seconds. So he has a skin condition, apparently, where he can suck in oxygen through his skin pores.
Interesting. What an odd record
most
to have.
Eggs balanced onto the back of a hand. A man in Iraq managed to balance 18 eggs on the back of his hand.
Dude, that's insane.
That is
I would
a lot
love to see
of
a
eggs.
picture of that. That's a lot of eggs. How many eggs do you think you could balance on the back of your
I bet
hand?
there's a picture. Yeah, I was gonna try to describe it, but if we have a video, people could probably see. There's got to be a picture of this somewhere.
Yeah, they'll just have to like and subscribe and follow us on YouTube.
Oh,
Will it
loading.
load?
Dun, 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 dun.
Watch it just be like a picture of one egg.
Oh.
Oh,
okay.
whoa.
Yeah, I mean, he did like a pyramid. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, there's a video. There we go.
Places some between his fingers vertically, and then places them horizontally between the... Oh, he's making like kind of a cabin stack. That's
Dude, I
interesting.
wonder if I wonder if they have to be a certain size too, or like if he tried to find like the smallest possible egg in the range that they allow, you know?
Yeah.
Because you could probably get a
Interesting.
whole extra egg if you did that. Like,
I was going to say, and to be honest, looking at that, I feel like I might be able to stack 19 eggs. Like, there looked like room
Hey.
for one more on there.
I've said before, it'd be fun to try to break a Guinness World Record on the podcast.
Yeah, that's true. I'm down.
Yeah.
Let's explore it sometime.
Try it sometime.
I bet we could do an orienteering one or something. We could do some nerdy thing, you know? Something that we nerd out hard about. Bow drilling or something. Most coals busted in an hour or something.
Yeah. Next odd Guinness World Record. Fastest time to find and alphabetize the letters in a can of alphabet soup. That's funny. 2 minutes and 8 seconds to find all 26 letters of the English language and alphabetize them. Said the hardest part was to find the difference between the M's and the W's.
He did it to impress his son Bryson, which would make me feel bad beating that, but I could definitely find... If I had like a couple hundred cans and spent some time on it...
2 minutes, 8 seconds.
2 minutes and 8 seconds? That's not that fast.
8.6. 2 minutes, 8.6.
And 8.6 seconds. I wonder if every can of alphabet soup has like guaranteed every letter. There's no way.
Oh, that's pretty hard. Dude, I'm thinking about it. 26 letters. That's like 2 seconds per letter, basically. That's not a lot of time. It's a little more than that, but it's not much more than that.
That's way more. It's like 4 or 5 seconds.
Is
2
it?
minutes and 8 seconds is 128 seconds. It's like 5
128.
seconds per letter,
Okay. Yeah.
right?
I guess you also have to... I wonder if you have to open the can and...
That would be tough.
Yeah. I wonder what the rules
I
are on
wonder
that.
if there's better cans of soup for it too. Ones with more equal letter distribution, or like ones with a pull tab. Hey, let's pause this. I want to go in on this alphabet can thing here.
Next record. Furthest tightrope walk in high heels. That's pretty
That's kind of a
impressive.
cool one.
Yeah. She's been performing with a youth circus since 2, 4-inch heels on, and she walked 639 feet, 7 inches.
Man,
That's cool.
that's all. That's so far.
The previous world record was 49 feet. She fucking beat it by about 600
that.
feet. Yeah.
The article even says demolished.
Yep. Fastest time to eat 10 Carolina Reaper chilies.
Oh my god, dude. Previously earned a world
33
record
seconds.
Previously earned the record by eating 3 in 8.72. My god, that sounds horrible. Again, though, I bet somebody could beat that.
That's pretty long.
Yeah, how's he look at the end?
Yeah, that's mostly what I'm curious about. Okay. I feel like it's cheating if you throw up after.
Yeah, really? What the fuck?
I don't know. All right, next one. Largest gathering of people with the same first and last name. Japan's same name association of Hirokazu Tanaka's, founded in 1994 by Hirokazu Tanaka, of course. Age 53, managed to gather 178 people who share the same name at an October gathering in Tokyo's Shibuya Ward. Interesting.
That's so
The previous
cool.
record was 164 Martha Stewarts.
2005.
Yeah.
Oh, you know how like animal flocks have a weird name, like a murder of crows and stuff?
Mhm.
What would you call a gathering
talked
of
about it
Martha
before.
Stewarts?
A linen or a bed set of Martha
Bed set.
Stewart, a bedroom set. I don't know. Something to do with like
Yeah,
that or cooking
housekeeping
or like I don't
somehow.
know. Yeah. The furthest distance to blow a pea.
Nice.
This guy has broken a lot of world records.
He earned his 250th Guinness World Record.
I wonder if that's a record.
Breath in his lungs to blow a pea a distance of 84 feet and 11.28 inches across a level floor. He had made headlines for breaking 52 records in 52 weeks in 2021.
That's awesome. That would be a
He
cool
first held the
documentary.
record when he blew the pea 24 feet and 7.6 inches. Sorry, what were you saying?
That's awesome that he broke 52 records in 52 weeks.
Also, definitely leads me to believe we could get in the Guinness Book of World Records. I'm in. Let's do it, dude.
Yeah, you're
I'm
right.
Sold.
I mean, that would be a fucking cool thing to be able to say.
Oh, dude. So I will say for sure, the podcast is a great conversation piece at like parties or gatherings or whatever. Anytime I mention a podcast, people want to talk about it. And if I could be like, oh yeah, I have a podcast. We broke a world record on it.
That's
That would
true.
be
It's good
so
marketing.
fucking sick.
Longest journey by pumpkin boat.
Paddling.
Dwayne Hansen paddled in a hollowed out pumpkin on the Missouri River on the day after his 60th birthday. 37.5 miles.
How big was the
That's a
pumpkin?
pretty long way to go.
I wonder how we could go 40.
Oh, I've seen a picture. It's basically like, he's in like the fetal position in it, like,
Just like
but
scrunched
not
up.
like, yeah, but he's kind of comfortable. Like,
Yeah.
fastest time to assemble a Mr. Potato Head. 5.43 seconds.
That's sick.
Oh, he also has the fastest time to solve a 4x5 Klotsky puzzle. I don't know what that is.
What is a Soma cube?
And a Soma cube. I don't know. Some puzzles.
Yeah.
Longest
they're just-
beard chain.
Hell yeah.
Longest beard chain. Competitors in the 2022 National Beard and Mustache Championship in Casper, Wyoming, teamed up to have their beards clipped together into a chain that measured a record-breaking 150-foot chain of facial hair.
That is such a sick thing.
The chain beat a record of 62 feet 6 inches set in Germany. I bet there's a picture of it.
Nice. Yeah, everything
awesome.
you say on the tin. It's just a bunch of guys standing shoulder to shoulder with their beards like split and tied to each other. Or I guess braided to each other.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's the 10 oddest Guinness World Records of the year.
That's pretty cool. Interesting.
Very cool. Very cool.
So I reckon you caught the game today.
I did. Go France. Viva la France.
Viva la France. Yeah, what'd you think of it?
Is that
What were your
correct? I don't
highlights
even... winning money was my highlight.
Yeah, how much did you win off?
I bet on France to win that game.
You had quite a few bets running, didn't you?
I had a handful of bets on different things. I bet that France would score a goal in the first 10 minutes. That was a good one for me. I bet that they would be up at least 1-0 at halftime.
Hey, sorry to
Or by
interrupt.
one
but
goal.
Is it usual for teams to score like really quick early on? That seems like kind of a trend I
No.
might have noticed. I don't know if it. Okay.
I mean, it just depends. I would say no. Probably not.
Okay. Interesting. Sorry. Okay, what were your other bets? So France to score first.
Them to be winning at halftime. Them to win the game at the end of the game. Yeah, I don't remember. It was a good. Oh, there to be more than one goal at halftime, which there was only one, so that was a push. I got my money back, but
Oh, nice.
it was a good day. Thanks,
Heck yeah.
France.
Go France. Look at France doing right by you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Woo! Go France, and they will be playing Argentina. And one of the greatest player of all time, Messi, is on
Yeah.
Argentina this Sunday.
Does
Gonna be
Mbappe
quite a game.
compare to Messi at all?
I mean, so far in his career, absolutely. But Mbappe, I think he's only like 22. So
How old's
he's
Messi?
Oh, he's like 30. I would probably say 35, maybe. He's
How
getting
long-
old.
How long has he been like the GOAT?
Oh, like a decade,
Wow. Holy
probably
shit.
more. He is 35. I was correct. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
I mean, he's been playing since he was a teenager, so probably like 15 years. Actually, I would say he's been like best player in the world, or at least one handful of best players in the world.
That's insane. That's
And
wild.
then, yeah, the other guy that's really good for France, young up and comer, he's going to be one of the greatest of all time. It looks like Kylian Mbappe, 23 years old for France.
Okay.
Yeah, he's so fucking fast. It's insane to like watch him. Like when somebody plays the ball past a defender, if he has a chance to run, like he is faster than pretty much everyone. It's wild.
Yeah. Huh.
So yeah, I'm rooting for France. I bet on them at the beginning of the tournament to
Really?
win the tournament. So
What was the odds for that?
I don't know. I don't remember off the top of my
Probably
head.
pretty low, honestly, or pretty high odds. I
Betting on
guess?
something when you're betting on something like that, when there's that many teams still at the beginning, like you're gonna get a
It's-
decent payback.
You get
Like, I think it was like 6 times what you make is what
Okay.
about roughly.
That's
Something
pretty
like
dang
that.
good.
So
How
if
much
they
did you
win, I
bet?
would-
The house.
Well, I also bet on them before this game today to win. I put a little bit more money on them to win the whole thing.
Nice. Hell yeah.
And then, so I think I have like 15 or $20 on them.
Nice. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So you're really favoring France, though, huh?
Yeah, I just kind of leaned into it today.
I was going to say,
They're
is
really
that
good.
what's in your heart, or is that like what you think is likely to happen?
Oh, it's a toss-up, I think, but I lean. My gut says France is going to win. They won the last World Cup. They're the defending champions. And they've just looked really fucking good every game they've played this tournament. So I think they're going to pull it off. But it would be also I won't be totally upset if they lose, because it will be pretty sweet to see Lionel Messi win a World Cup before he finishes, because this is definitely his last World Cup.
Yeah, when do you fall out of soccer age? Probably around 35, huh? I guess as you hit 40.
I mean, like the top level. I mean, you can somebody like him. He could probably play into his 50s if he wanted to. Not at like the top leagues, but like he could play in like a lower league in a different country or something if he wanted to. There's a guy in Japan who's been playing. He's in his like mid 50s, and he still plays in like the Japanese Premier League.
So is the Premier League the people that would go to the World Cup, or no?
No. That's totally different. That's like the World Cup is just your country. Like you represent the country that you were like born in or a citizen of, basically.
Okay.
Or that you're a citizen of, yeah.
Okay.
The like Premier League and stuff, those are teams that are like, it's like a professional team. They're paying the players to play for them. Like they have the choice to like, they could literally go to any professional team in the world. Versus the national
and just
team,
be like, come play with us.
I wouldn't be able to just go like, I'm going to go play for Mexico. Like,
right. But you could go play for Mexico's Premier League.
I could play in their professional league, yeah.
Professional league.
Not every country. It's not called the Premier League in every country. It's different everywhere.
But it's all the same. It's just like the tier below World Cup. I guess it's not. It's just the professional tier, the highest professional tier, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I would say the best like professional teams are better than the best national teams, like because they're paying. Well, they pay to have the best of all the players on their team. So like they have the best guy from France and the best guy from Spain and the like third or fourth best guy from Italy, and like, you know, their whole team is like that.
Just a powerhouse,
because they're paying them shitloads of money. Yeah, they spend so much money on players.
Well, shit, dude. The USA should just get Mbappe to become a U.S. citizen. Be like, hey, we'll pay $40 million to come become a citizen.
So the other rule with Nat playing like for the national team, you have to decide at a young age. You have to commit to somebody. You can't if you have multiple citizenships, you do have the option to commit to any of them. But
you have to pick one.
Once you have picked the United States and you've actually like played a game for them, you cannot play for anybody. Any FIFA. They play other games besides the World Cup.
FIFA is the international league.
FIFA is just the governing body for all of soccer.
Okay.
They set the rules. They manage. You know, they manage the tournaments. Like.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're basically the government of soccer, as the easiest way to think about it. They control everything.
So soccer is pretty different than any other sport I would recognize from the United States.
It's different than American sports. There's a lot of differences between, the way football is and the rest of the world compared to how we run our sports.
Which isn't soccer an English word though? You were telling me this. Soccer's like
that's where it started.
Yeah.
Also, Australia also calls it soccer. We're not the only country that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I'd say the big differences between how professional soccer's run in professional American sports, they try to level the playing field a lot more in American sports. Like every team in general is going to have a chance at some point. Like even if you suck now, you're going to have chances to get better. Because if your team sucks in American sports, we do drafts for
and so for
football. So the worst team, the worst team in the league gets the first pick of all the players that are going to come into the league next year. Right. In professional soccer, there is no draft. People approach these kids when they're like teenagers, like 14, 15, in that age area, and they like bring them into their youth clubs, and then they basically develop them, and then sift through all these people they bring in and find out who are going to be the good ones. And like, it's crazy how much money people pay for. Like, there was like a 16-year-old that I think Real Madrid just paid $60 million for him to come play for them.
Fuck.
Like last week.
16?
60. 60.
No. The kid was 16, and then
Yes.
That's insane. Yeah. No, I caught the 60. I almost made a joke about it. Jesus
crazy
Christ,
shit
dude.
like that.
That's
so
insane.
That's how it works in professional soccer. If you want a player, there's no trades. Like, you would never in professional soccer. They would never really. It's extremely rare that they would go, we're going to give you this guy, and you're going to give us that guy. Like, pretty much how it always goes is, this is how much we would be willing to sell this player for. And then teams will approach them and be like, hey, we're willing to give you this or more than that. And then they'll have to be like, hey, we really like having you on our team, but like, it's a lot of money. Like, they basically treat it like an investment. Like, you want to buy a player young and cheap and then be able to sell them for a lot later. Because then the club over time gains more money, and then you can buy better players and then become better. But like, it's really just a handful of teams that have enough money to like buy the best
to truly
players.
dominate.
Yeah. But that's, and then we have salary cap is the other thing in American sports. So like, they have like a limit on how much the teams are allowed to spend, so that like the big market, like New York teams can't, baseball is the only sport that this is not the case. They're allowed to spend as much as they want in baseball. So that's why you have like the Yankees will spend 10 times more on their team than like another, one of the smaller market teams.
Right. So baseball is a little more like soccer in that regard, because the Yankees have been a dominating force for 100
but they still have,
years.
But they also still have a draft, and trading is a big thing in baseball. But yes, it's of all the American sports, that's definitely the most similar.
Yeah.
But yeah, the salary cap. But the thing about the salary cap in the draft, though, is, I'm a fan of, like, my teams are from Cincinnati. That ain't like a huge city, and it's not like they have as much money as like coming in as teams from New York. So like, it's exciting to know that even if my teams suck, there are opportunities for them to turn it around. It's not like it's not like if your team sucks in England,
they're
it's
just
like,
fucked forever.
Shit, we suck and we have no money. It's like, we basically gotta hope we strike gold, and that probably ain't gonna happen. Like,
because man, even if you get like a really good player, fucking Manchester United or whatever is gonna be like, hey, we'll pay you $40 million to come play with us at 14 or whatever.
That can be a good thing, like, because then they have more money to buy other players and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
But I mean, the other thing that really sucks in professional soccer is like, if your team sucks in the best league, you can get kicked out of the best league.
Oh, you've told me this, yeah.
Yeah, like in England, there's like the Premier League, and then under that, there's the Championship League, and it's like, if you're one of the bottom 3 teams in the Premier League at the end of the season, you get kicked out of the Premier League, and you have to go down to the Championship, and then the top 3 teams
top
from
3
that
come up? Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So that's kind of it's kind of exciting. And it kind of makes it at the end of the season, like, even the shitty teams, like, their games are really important still, because they're fighting.
Because they still can't get booted out, yeah.
Yeah, they're still fighting to try to stay in the Premier League, because the amount of it's crazy how much more money they can make as a team in the Premier League than they can when they get kicked out of it. Like,
oh yeah,
but we would never do. Yeah, we would never do that shit in America. The owners of the teams would never fucking be down for that. Like, because they would. Could you, dude? Well, it would be devastating to a league if, like, a team from New York,
$40 million investment in minutes.
The ultimate fear is a team from like Los Angeles or New York is one of the worst teams one season, and then they get kicked out, and then it's like, well, fuck, we just lost like the media market, all the fans and shit for like where most of the people live in the. That's why the owners would never do it in this country. Right. Like, so our soccer league is not like that. You cannot get kicked out of and demoted in the American Soccer League. So
see, maybe that's what we need.
Oh,
our boys need a little more grit.
Preaching the choir, dude. I would say a majority of people that are fans of MLS want there to be some type of structure where, like, it's called promotion and relegation. That's what the system is. They want that, like, teams to be promoted, teams to be relegated. Like,
I mean, it sounds way more fun. Definitely,
it does. And
and
then
the stakes
in England,
are way higher.
Right. And then in England, the cool thing about it, there's like there's not just those two levels either. There's like
There's several.
four professional levels, and then there's also like levels below that.
Isn't that how college sports are broken up for us, though? That's how other sports are. Like, because there's that fucking Utah hockey team I went to see or whatever.
Because, like, a small school isn't going to, like, even if they do good, they're not going to get promoted to, like,
AAA or
playing
AA or
with
whatever.
the bigger school. Yeah.
Okay.
But, like, the cool thing about the English system is, like, a tiny English town with a club over the years and it's happened before, can make it from like the fourth. They can make it from the fourth division and then to the third division and then to the second division and then holy shit, we fucking
into
like
pros.
like just being a fan of that team over the years and like seeing them go from the depths up to the like top league.
Yeah.
Which the Premier League is definitely, of all sports leagues of any sport, it is the most valuable sports league in the world, like easily.
The Premier League of England, or
yes, the Premier League is what the Professional League of England is called. It's called the English Premier League. But
okay,
everyone calls it the Premier League.
Real quick, let's hop back onto this. But have you seen the video of it's a guy doing random interviews in London, and he's walking around and he asks this one old guy like, "Hey, did you see this game on like September 10th, 1972, the so-and-so's played the so-and-so," and the guy starts laughing, goes, "Yeah, I saw that game. I was the goalie." And he like introduces himself and he talks about the game with him. He's like, "Yeah, there was this kick at minute 35 or whatever, and so-and-so had this move." Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
I'll see if I can find that for you. It's pretty funny. I'm sure you'd like it. But so the English Premier League is like the head shit.
Oh yeah. The amount of money in that is crazy. Like, the NFL is definitely the biggest sport in America. Like, nothing comes close as far as like American sports viewership.
Even
like,
basketball?
Oh yeah, not basketball, not even close, dude. The NBA,
really?
Oh, dude, the average NFL regular season game will have twice as many people watching it as the NBA Finals.
That's interesting.
It is.
I wonder if it's just because so many people in my life have watched NBA, but they are very.
There's a lot of things we can talk about it in depth sometime. I'm planning on doing a sports series where I try to kind of feel like we're like previewing it here a little bit.
Hell
guess.
Yeah, dude.
But
yeah, because we were Walker and I were talking. We got to do the debate. Walker's got to sell me on. Yeah, I'm curious. Are you just selling me on the value of sports in general, or the value of professionally structured sports?
Oh, it's going to be a lot of different things.
Okay.
I have. Let's see. I'm not gonna tell you what, but I got like 1, 2, 3.
Chris for sure
4,
needs to join.
5. I've got 6 different. Oh, I guess I could tell you like the topics I have for like episodes. I have like 6 different episodes.
Hell yeah, dude! Sick. I'm down. Let's do this.
The Moment is what one's gonna be called.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
When Sports Meets Reality is gonna be one. That's gonna be like about like sports like kind of hitting like getting real, like real life shit and stuff like that, stories like that.
I hope we have a wrestling story in that, because the wrestling world is so fucking weird with blending reality and meta shit.
Well, here I got other ones too. David versus Goliath is going to be an episode.
Hell yeah.
Great. Obvious what that
obvious
will be. Yeah.
Everybody loves the underdog
The
story.
Comeback is going to be one.
That's a good story.
So that'll be about like, in-game comebacks, or maybe like comebacks, amazing injury comebacks, whatever. I don't know. Doing research.
Dude, there's a good one would be like a World Series where the team's lost like 3 games and then comes back or some shit,
Oh, I'm not telling you the actual thing I have written down, but I have actual ideas for all of these already.
Let me be excited like a little kid on Christmas, okay?
Another one, The Art of Announcing.
That's a cool one.
Highlighting sports announcers and just like the art of it. I actually recently thought of this one. I think you'll really like this. The technology of sports.
Dude.
So like talking about how that's evolved over time, and just
that soccer ball
really
story was pretty
things.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are the ideas for episodes I got right now. So
fuck yeah. That sounds sick.
Little sneak peek for you guys. But
yeah. I'm into this. I really like the idea of doing a sports thing. Your love for soccer has gotten me for sure more into soccer. It's actually been pretty nice because one of my coworkers, who I actually, over the past couple days, because we've been working on the same project, we've been just like meeting pretty much all day, every day. And he's also into soccer, so it's fun because we end up sharing our screens in Zoom and like seeing what each other are doing. And so I'll always have the game on in the corner of my screen, and we'll both be watching it. And just in the middle of like debugging, we'll be like, "Oh!" That's awesome.
Yeah, the World Cup's fun. Typically, like a lot of people who don't typically watch the sport like get into it, which is kind of cool. And then they go away for 4 years and come back, which is fine. That's just, dude, I get it. I don't have any problem with that at all.
I was going to say, if it happened every year, I probably wouldn't give a shit. But the fact that it's every 4 years and like just being in Vegas with you guys,
it's really special. Yeah.
Yeah. It's made it stick for me in a way that I'm like, okay, I feel this energy. This is fucking cool.
And if you lose, it's like, well, shit, we got to wait 4 more years for another shot at it. Like,
yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's so cool. The stakes are so high. It's real.
Hardly anyone's ever actually won it.
How many World Cups have there been?
It's been around.
When did it start?
I want to say in the 1920s, maybe, is when it started. The U.S. made the semifinals in the first World Cup.
21 or 22. Sorry.
So 88
what'd you say?
Years. The U.S. was in the semifinals of the first World Cup they ever had.
Interesting.
There was only 13 teams, though, and we got our asses kicked in the semifinal.
Oh, because
we were not actually going to have a shot at winning.
Is the semifinal 8 or 16?
No. That's 2 versus 2, so it's the last 4.
Oh, semifinal is it?
Yeah,
okay.
Semi, like you split the final in half. Yeah.
So what are there's finals, semifinals, quarterfinals?
Yep. And then the round of 16 is what you call the first. The U.S. is the game. The round we watched the U.S. lose in was the round of 16. That was
the round of 16. Yeah.
In college basketball, that round is called the Sweet 16. Is a really common way to call it. If you've ever watched the March Madness tournament, that's
I'm
what they call that round. It's a big deal. Like if it's any teams that can make it past the first 2 rounds, make it into the Sweet 16, and it's considered like fucking huge to be able to make it to the Sweet 16. Like that's a big deal.
Right. How many college basketball teams are there in the country?
Oh my god, hundreds and hundreds. I don't even.
How many play on games that we watch?
The March Madness tournament at the end of the season. Oh god, it's like they've added teams.
It can't be more than like 60 teams, right?
I think it is now. I think so. Originally, it used to be for the longest time. It used to be 64 teams.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
It would be broken up into 4 regions of like teams that were seeded 1 through 16. And then they would all play each other in each of the 4 regions, you know.
Okay.
But now I think it's like 70. They've added like 6 more teams. I don't know. But it's a really fun tournament. If you're around in March and able to come down to Vegas, that would actually be a really fun, even if I don't care about any of the teams, that would be a really fun tournament to go watch at the sports books, because that's considered one of the, like, for sports bettors, the first day of March Madness is considered one of the funnest days of sports betting of the year.
Because it's like games every day, all day for like a couple weeks, right?
For like a week. And then the next. Yeah, I mean, it's like the World Cup, where except there's even more that, like, the peak of the World Cup, there was 4 games a day. And there will be like 10 games a day in
right.
the March Madness. Like, and the other cool thing is, like, every year, and you don't know when, there's huge upsets every year in March Madness. Like, some team that is really small and not expected to beat a big team will beat a big team, like, and it happens every fucking year.
I would be curious to talk about. It would be cool to do an episode on upsets, and like, because that's interesting. I would think that basketball would be much less likely to upset because there's so many more points scoring that I would imagine that the better teams would be able to put that spread higher, faster, and just make it like a one game. Whereas like in soccer, you could get 2 goals and then be like, well, fuck, we just won the game. I mean, obviously anything can happen, but if you're 2 points up, that's a good lead.
So the thing about a tournament like March Madness is if you play one game against the team, and whoever wins wins, and whoever loses is out. So that in itself adds a huge luck factor to it. When you get to like professional basketball, the NBA, they play you. That's not how it is. Like it is a lot harder for somebody to get lucky. Yeah, the chances of a team that's worse actually winning are a lot lower because you have to win. It's the best of 7, so you have to win. You have to be the first one to win 4 games.
Now, is that for is that for like the final, semifinal, quarterfinal?
That's every round in the NBA playoffs. You have to win best of 7 games against the. Oh yeah, I mean it's basically an entire extra season they're playing. If you're like playing all the way through
Jesus Christ,
the amount of games that you could play. Yeah, because I think there's 4 rounds, so. In theory, if it went to 7 games every round,
28.
You could play 28 extra games, which is a lot. Yeah.
How long is the season? Do you know? Any idea?
Basketball starts in like October and goes till like end of May, and then the playoffs start like the end of May sometime.
Okay.
Hockey's the same, pretty much.
What times of the year have no sports? Is there any time that's like just?
Summer is the biggest like lull because there's no football, there's no basketball.
There's baseball though,
there's no college sports. Baseball is the only. Baseball and professional soccer in America, not in Europe, are the only.
There's no professional soccer in Europe?
Not in the summer. They play right now.
How long is their season?
Go back to playing it goes from like August to like March, April.
That's a pretty long one.
They're actually in the middle of their season to do the World Cup right now. So they'll take about 10 days after the World Cup ends, and then they will all go back to their professional teams and start playing. They're halfway through the season, so they'll just start playing again.
Damn.
I didn't show you earlier, but I actually have a
Arsenal.
English Premier League jersey on. Yeah, Arsenal. It's probably backwards, but that's the logo.
Where is Arsenal at? Is that a city?
London.
It's
in London.
Okay.
London has like
a ton of clubs, I'm sure.
Probably 4 of the biggest teams are in London.
Nice.
Yeah.
Checks out. Huge city.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting, man.
Yeah, it's definitely I get how people go down sports rabbit holes. You know?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't like sports, but then they're like, they like movies or TV shows or books, and I'm like, it's kind of the same thing, like, except you don't really know what's going to happen, and it actually involves real people's lives, like what's happening, like
that's actually,
which kind of makes it more exciting to me, like, and I would argue in a book, for the most part, you could like kind of guess how the story's going to go.
Totally.
Book, even if you can't get all the details right.
See,
versus like sports, like you could kind of, because there is like the basic framework of the rules of the game, but like there's just countless examples in the history of sports of like those lines getting blurred between like the rules or like reality or like holy shit, did that just happen?
Right.
Like, it's really wild. Yeah.
See, so they touched on this in that Rick and Morty episode, like pretty hard with retcon. Remember that? He has the anti-narrative sports field. And I actually got to thinking about that a lot. I wonder if that has to do with why, because I love fiction. I actually struggle to read nonfiction stuff. And I will get bored at sports eventually. It's just like, eventually I can't watch it anymore. And so I'm wondering if that has something to do about my like expectations or hopes for narrative or like structure in my life.
I would argue that most people who say that, I have a very wide definition of what sports actually is. And I would argue that most people are not like when they think sports, they think like on a team with a ball or like something like that. You know what I mean? Like, but I think of sports and like climbing is a sport, like not everyone would necessarily think of right away. Like surfing is a sport. Fucking chess, I think, is a sport. Just like there's all kinds of different like things that can be sports in my mind.
Huh.
So I think there's something everybody could enjoy.
Here's what I'm
there.
going to say, though. I would say definitely sometimes climbing is a sport. There's sometimes, though, that climbing feels not sport-like to me, where it's a pursuit, where I'm not competing, and it's just like I'm staying alive.
You could say that about literally any sport. I could go outside and kick a soccer ball around and not have it mean anything. But then there's also competitions, which there is in climbing, you know?
Well, but would you call...
It can be a sport.
If you kick a soccer ball around in your backyard and you never actually play for a team, would you say that you play sport? I don't know if I would say that you play sports. I think the best thing I would say is you kick a soccer ball around. Well, that's not a sport. It's not a game. You're not...
And also, I would argue, you're trying to figure out how to climb up a wall. The challenge of the sport is, figuring out how to get your body up that wall. That is the sport.
All right.
You're not necessarily competing. I think this is what I kind of think a lot of people, they feel like you have to be competing against somebody else or something, or it has to be a team or something. And I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think that those have to be the case for it to.
Because isn't that the difference between a sport and a game, though?
I think those are based. I don't really think there's a difference between those two things. I kind of think of them as the same.
See, I would say there
soccer.
is.
It's soccer and football. That's the same thing to me.
And here's where because I'm thinking, I immediately went to esports when you were like, oh, you can be competing against not another player.
I think that is also a sport.
Okay, so esports I totally agree with. But would you say playing Red Dead Redemption or a single player game all by yourself is a sport? That doesn't feel like a sport to me. That feels like a game and a narrative experience, but it doesn't feel like a sport to me, even though you are competing against the computer, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think, like I said, I kind of think the sport and a game are kind of synonyms in my mind. I don't really think I have a much. I don't know. I think I choose to think of them as being kind of the same thing.
I was going to say, I think you might. I'm not trying to criticize or grade or anything. I think you might have a more free definition of that than most people, and so that's where I'm stuck. Yeah,
I don't think most people would agree with me.
Yeah.
If you want to just, for argument's sake, just think of me as talking about games and sports. I'm talking about it all.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if we're going to do a 6-part series at least, there's definitely going to be times when we need to nitpick a little between the two. Because there's times when I would say climbing is definitely a sport when I'm competing, I'm trying to do better than others or climb faster than others or do it more precisely than others or place fewer pieces or whatever. I've competed for sure, but there's other times when it's not, it's just me out there. And
I would argue that climbing is always a sport.
Well, because to me, that's like saying going for a walk is a sport. And I would say that's not true. You would say going for a walk is a sport.
Hiking is a sport. Yeah.
I'm not talking about hiking. I'm talking about going for a walk to the park. Because that is how I would look at some climbs.
It can be that in itself couldn't. You could be practicing for a walking competition, but that in itself wouldn't be a sport now. Unless you're trying to see if you could walk to the park faster than you did last time. That would make it a sport, I think.
Interesting. Yeah, we're gonna have to get on this. I need more people.
Does that make sense? You know what I mean? If you're all right, I walked to the park in 5 minutes last time. I'm gonna see if I can do it faster this time. That and that. But just if you're not thinking
there's the
about
competition
trying,
though. There's that competition piece. That's what changes it from just being a walk to
against yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, but with climbing, anytime you're climbing, you're challenging your body to do the climb. That is the challenge.
I guess I just I see a very easy path to walk down to get to, so getting out of bed is a sport. Taking a bath is a sport if you do it hard enough. But I pride myself on my good baths. I take really nice warm baths. I soak for just the right amount of time.
Hey, if you could I think I could see a way you could organize some type of
professional
competition
bathing
revolving a bath. Yeah. There's professional people. They do professional sauna competitions in Finland.
So is it the intent then? Is it the I want to do this betterly? I want to do this intentionally. Maybe is that what it is for? What makes something a sport?
I guess wanting to be better at it is a good point. Is a good place to start.
Okay, so for you,
wanting to improve.
For you, is that? How does that stem off of just regular old self-improvement? If you're reading a book, you're increasing your knowledge. Is that the sport of intelligence?
I don't know.
Okay. So I'm just curious. I want to get to the bottom of it now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Well, I definitely want to pick this back up at some point for sure. But
Sounds good.
one of the thoughts I had, I've been thinking about our sports, because Walker and I talked about doing a debate where basically I mentioned this, right? He sells me on professional sports. But one of the things that I have thought about quite a few times in my life is I don't know, but I would guess a human being is at their most human beingness in a time of war against other human beings. Like, that to me seems like you are functioning at the highest capacity that you can because the stakes are as high as possible. And I would suggest that sports like provide an analogy to that, for our primitive brains.
Yeah. I also would say it's subjective. Like some people would not perform at their best in that situation, but
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I guess it offers an outlet for someone to like instinctually. It's just like
Let me rephrase. Sorry. You must perform at your highest, or you will be eliminated.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But I don't know. Do you think there's like any analogy there, or am I talking like a crazy person? Or
No, I think there's definitely some parallels for sure.
that like David and Goliath concept,
Oh yeah, we'll get into it. I got ideas.
I've got
I'm not gonna give them away. Not gonna give them away right now.
big plans. Big plans. This guy.
You want to hear some facts about Christmas trees?
Yeah, sure.
Share my screen again.
I'm just going to spoil this one. North Carolina is the #1 Christmas tree producer, right?
I think so.
Oh shit!
Nice. This is a video about why do we have Christmas trees.
Every year, people all across the globe celebrate the Christmas season with all sorts of lights and decorations. But no holiday decoration is more iconic than the Christmas tree. But have you ever wondered, why do we decorate trees to celebrate Christmas?
I bet it's pagan.
Let's find out on today's episode of Most historians agree that the very first Christmas tree was decorated over 1,300 years ago in modern-day Germany. As the old story goes, an English missionary named Saint Boniface traveled to Germany in the 700s. While in Germany, he came across a group of Norse pagans who were preparing to make a sacrifice to the sacred oak
It's always
tree.
pagans.
Boniface sacrifice by cutting down the oak tree with one swing of an axe. And according to the legend, a fir tree sprang up in the spot where the oak tree had been standing. Now, that story is just an old legend. St. Boniface never really cut down a tree, and a fir tree never really sprung up instantly.
He doesn't know that. He wasn't there.
I was going to say, dude, as a forestry major, what are your thoughts on this nonsense?
He's probably right, but also he wasn't there. So how do you know? Maybe the tree was like 2 inches thick and he cut it down with one swipe. I don't know.
But what is true is that the Christmas tree is a melding of pagan and from a story about a fir tree to lights and candles in our living room. Well, it started to take shape during the Middle Ages when churches began decorating living fir trees with apples.
The year 1000.
They were known as paradise.
What?
And they burned the forest.
What
to
a
the
fucking
ground.
idea.
Yeah, just literally. And they burned all their forests to the ground.
People be treeing.
Nice. So, yeah, that's why we have Christmas trees. We have the Germans to thank. Dankeschön, right? So, I mean, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Called it. Pagan. Knew it. All of our best. Oh, Walker just disappeared. Interesting. I was going to say, though, for sure, all of our best. Hey, he's back. All of our best traditions are pagan in nature.
Window.
What happened? You closed the window?
I accidentally closed the window that had the had us recording. Oops.
It's all good.
Yeah. So
You're about to travel for the holidays, eh?
yeah, I'm going back to North Carolina next week.
You're staying through New Year's, huh?
I am.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh la la. I'm also traveling now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to Pennsylvania.
Kind of. Yeah, for a little bit. I'll also spend a lot of time in Virginia, too. But yeah.
Solid.
See all the relatives and whatnot.
Well, let's see.
What's
It's been about an hour.
Yeah.
What's up?
I was just going to say, what's the weather been like there? I was going to talk about the snow up here a little bit.
Nobody gives a shit. It's been cold.
It's been cold.
It's been in the 40s in Vegas this year.
Have you guys gotten a lot of rain? Or
Whoopty fucking do. No.
No?
It rained like one day.
Oh, damn. Well, dude, we're getting a fucking blizzard right now, and it's awesome. I just went out skiing
Nice.
this evening.
Hell yeah.
Actually, I didn't make it to the top. Remember how I said I was going to go for it?
Oh, really?
I went about another
Dipped out.
150 feet higher, and then the skin track, which is like the people who've made the trail going up, stopped, and they had turned around. So I was like, fuck this. I'm not doing this myself.
Oh, yeah, you fucking bitched out?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Dude, I've told you this. It's practice. It's my turning back practice.
I thought I found a funny thing to end on a light note.
Perfect.
I think a really funny thing about sports announcing is like sometimes like just when the announcers are talking about it, it sounds like
Ridiculous.
really fucking stupid and sexual or like yeah, just really ridiculous sometimes. So this was a funny like clip of a bunch of different announcers saying funny shit.
Have been blown away by Crabtree's hands and his ability to suck in these balls. Tyrell Williams, he beats Cox.
Yeah, and somebody's going to get that gobbler at the end of this game, too. Josh Bynes has been coming all night long. James pulls out, and it's just hard. It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big. Diggs gets a much-needed blow. He's a thick, wide receiver who is powerful from the waist down.
You have to like when there's a guy coming right in your face
God.
and just sits in there and
I remember watching that
There
game.
delivers it really well.
Yeah, I was actually watching that game. I was laughing really
Oh
hard.
my God.
When he said that. You gotta love when a guy's coming in your face and he just gets in there really hard. What the fuck, dude? Yeah. Yeah, Dina, my girlfriend, is not a huge sports fan, but it's funny sometimes when I'm watching sports. She'll laugh sometimes when they're like, when something
They say
like that
some
happens.
ridiculous shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
Some good penetration there. That's a really common one. Like,
sport announcing must be a pretty tough job, though, honestly.
oh, dude, there's a lot that goes into. Oh, believe me, we're gonna talk. about it.
Oh, we'll be
Yeah.
talking.
They have to.
That's a
those guys
three-parter
have to
episode right there,
know-
buddy.
Those guys have to know how to pronounce everybody's name on the field. They have to know how to identify them just based off of seeing them while they're playing. They have to know like facts about the players to throw in during the game, like any relevant statistics and shit. Like all while like not having dead air and stuff. It's fucking crazy, dude. Honestly, like they make it seem easy, but you throw a random person, you would notice like how good they are.
This was an interesting thought, but as you were talking about it, I was thinking, I wonder if you could write a computer program to like AI generate
sure.
announcing talk.
I'm sure that will happen. I would bet money that there will be within the next decade a sporting event.
I mean, I'm
where you
thinking
could
about
watch
it, and
an
there's
AI and now generate.
it would be pretty easy to do it, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, you could track every player constantly.
React? Yeah.
You could track every player constantly. Oh yeah, it can react way faster than us. As soon as like the ball leaves a QB's hands, they could say like, and so rockets it off too.
Wouldn't it need like sensors in the ball to be able to tell exactly when like?
I think you could do it all with cameras. The amount of cameras that you have on those fields, you have so much visual data that I think if you built models with it, you would be able to figure it out well enough.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see that happen. But
it would be
if I had the choice, I would listen to the real guy.
Oh, for sure. Well, it would be fun to program that and then like have a sub like part of the program that says things like, and when a guy's just coming in your face, you really want to blow all over him. Like have a couple things in the pocket that you could. If there's anything that number 2 can do, it's take balls.
What? No! God, please, no!
All right. Well, we've been going for about an hour.
Yeah, a little over.
It's a solid discussion.
Say a nice episode, yeah. Put a bow on it. Merry Christmas. Our
first Riverside FM episode. Our first video recorded one.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see how
exciting.
We'll see how it looks post production. Yeah.
Exciting. And to the people who think this is a robe, it's not. It's a dinner suit jacket. Yeah. It's a very nice jacket.
Yeah. Yes. I'm sure a lot of people they were proven right about how ugly you are tonight too.
Yeah. Doubtless.
By seeing your actual face.
Doubtless, dude. I'm here to please. Right. I'm here to please all of our precious viewers, listeners, subscribers. What would you call them?
Listeners.
Well, aren't there viewers now?
They could be either or.
That's true.
You could be a listener but not a viewer.
That's true. You
could also be a listener, and if you're a viewer, you are also a listener.
You could be a viewer and not a listener. You could watch it and mute it.
I guess that's true. You could do that. I don't think we have anybody doing that, but I guess you could.
I'm going to set the Guinness World Record for the most podcasts mute watched.
Yeah, dude. There's your homework. Figure out some Guinness World Records that are achievable that we might be stoked to try.
All right, fuck yeah. There's definitely a
I guess, finding out pre-existing ones. I know another way to do it is to, like, if you figure out something reasonable and then you contact them, they might be willing to add it.
That's because there were a couple in there that for sure had to be added for that. The suction cup thing.
Oh no! I actually watched a video. We didn't play it, but there was he beat another guy's record.
Did the other guy also have the rare disease or what?
I don't know. They didn't say in the video.
All right, I'm smelling some hanky.
Well, that guy said that is an unnamed thing, so it's not like it's like
that's true.
Yeah,
it's not impossible to happen.
If it was like for sure they knew what was going on, they'd probably name it. I feel like
that's true. Okay, fair enough.
That guy probably, gets him laid to say that. Hey, baby, I can suck extra oxygen in through my face, my face pores.
Oh, it was all of his pores, dude. Hey, baby, my dick takes in extra oxygen. Which technically, wouldn't that make it a free radical? Which means he doesn't want that. Yeah, we can definitely find a fucking Guinness World Record to break. I feel certain about it.
Oh yeah. Well, cool. Let's wrap it up there.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully, our good first episode on Riverside FM came out good.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the layout and shit. So
it seems a lot nicer than Zoom, to be honest.
It does. It seems better quality. I have a soundboard on this actual thing. Whereas Zoom, I was having to like share
shuffle
my screen
back and forth
of like the soundboard, which this is super nice. Yeah, I'm sure there's other features I'm not I can actually see and adjust your noise level and my noise level too.
I actually noticed you turned my volume down. Thank you.
You were very loud at the beginning, so
I'm a loud
adjusted
person,
it,
dude.
yeah.
I'm a loud person. That's how it works.
Yeah, I think it was just your mic sensitivity. It was is high or something.
This is a very
that's probably
sensitive
also it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. I'm really happy with this new mic.
Yeah, what'd you
I'm
get?
curious to see how it
Can
came across.
Can you move
It's
it into the camera? I'd love to see it.
The Samsung G-Track Pro.
Fuck yeah, dude, that looks sick.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
It's
a
beefy.
fancy.
It's
mic.
really beefy, dude. It feels really professional. Like,
Yeah.
but it's a USB mic. But it's really cool. It has like cardioid recording, which is what I have now, where it just picks up what's in front of the mic. I can also put figure 8. So if I was interviewing somebody, I could put this on a table and it would pick up like front and back mic.
Whoa.
So it'd pick up us both. Then I can also do Omni,
Which
so
is
like
just
put
the
it on
whole
a
room.
table. Yeah, gets everyone in a circle around the table.
That's
So
cool.
I'm excited to check that out. I can also record in mono or 2-track with this mic. There's like a switch to do. So like if
How would that
I
even
wanted
work?
to, so there's a plug in the back of it for like a guitar or a piano or other
okay.
instrument. So I could put 2-track on, play an instrument, and sing into the mic or whatever,
And it'll
it
record
would,
both.
on the computer. It would be 2 separate tracks, my vocals and the instrument.
That's
which
fucking
is
sick.
pretty sweet. Yeah.
Dude, maybe I should look into building a drum pad or something. I feel like, yeah, because Ben's got his cool pedals project. You've got your cool mic stuff. I need to do something cool musical.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely need to spend more money on more hobbies.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's if I built it, I could probably do it pretty cheap.
Yeah. Inside joke there.
Yeah. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
doing A-okay, buddy.
Oh, I know. But we've been indulging.
So yeah,
We've
so
indulged.
recently I got a new job, and pretty much the
Indulged.
first thing I did was impulsively spend on a hobby.
As I'm sure most people would do
Oh,
if
yeah.
they got a better job and were making more money.
And that's-
your first thing you're gonna do is, all right, cool, I'm gonna fucking treat myself to something I've been thinking about.
And
like,
that's
of course.
I actually thought about it quite a lot, unsurprisingly. And I've made the conscious decision. I was like, I know I'm going to regret this immediately upon doing it, but this is the first time I've ever not been like so broke that the foreseeable future is paycheck to paycheck. And so like I can afford to do a nice thing for myself for the first fucking time. And
Yeah,
I did.
dude.
And it's
Yeah.
nice. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I think I feel like we could probably do another episode around before Christmas or maybe on Christmas.
Yeah,
or something.
I'll be traveling, so
Shit.
eventually I'm
A
going
lot
to
of
want to do an
people are.
episode.
Yeah, a lot of people are just gonna be sitting at home all day with their family on Christmas.
Right.
Like,
Dude, that'd be kind
Yeah.
of cool to do a Christmas episode, honestly. If it could work out, I would not mind spending an hour with my best buds on Christmas.
never mind. Bah humbug.
Pass.
Dinkelberg.
Gotcha, bitch.
All right.
well.
Well, I think this is probably the fourth, fifth time I've tried to wrap up.
Yeah, I think so.
And then we keep
Let's wrap it up. Just
not that
stop recording.
whatever. We could talk forever. But all right, guys, peace out. Hopefully this podcast went well.
Yeah.